Hello everyone, my name is Keidra. This is my beautiful wife, Ashley. And today we'll be sharing one of many chapters of our relationship and how we became the Brewsters. God has led us to share our story to help people in relationships, to help people in their singleness, and more importantly, to help people with their relationship with Christ.
We will be respectfully transparent. We will not be name dropping, but if you know, you know. Also, to make it clear, this is not marriage counseling. This is not necessarily marriage advice. We will be sharing with you guys our trials and storms and how the good, the bad, and the ugly affected our relationship, our marriage, our parenting, our family. We will be talking about our spiritual walk with God, breakthroughs in our relationship, and eventually talk about our marriage and where we are today.
So we're going to take this from the beginning. We first met in 2015. 2015 was a big year for the both of us. For myself, 2015, I was freshly divorced from a previous marriage, and I was, young, single. I was working at this call center.
How old were you?
2015, man, I'm terrible at math. Maybe 23? 23? What's that?
26.
26?
You'll be 33 this year. That was 9 years ago.
9 years ago? Yeah, so 26 really?
I'm confused.
No, it's 25. I was like 24, 25. Like, I couldn't have been that much older. But do 1991 to... I was 24. See, I knew it. All right, I was 24 years old, and I was young. I was living life. I had my own car, my own apartment. It was my first apartment. I was living it up, and I was working at this call center. I was also doing a entrepreneurial business, helping people lose weight, get fit. We're doing free fit camps and all these things. So I was young. I was making it happen. I was making it work. And so around June of 2015, at this call center, at this point, I'm working on becoming a floor leader to be able to, get off the phones and walk the floor and help other teams and help other people. And I go into this training class because I'm cool with the trainers. That's kind of my path I was trying to go to, like to become a trainer. And I go into this training class, and I see this training class. It's a group of people. And so I see Ashley, but I don't see Ashley. You know what I mean? It's like it's a group of people, and I'm not really paying attention. I see a couple of little things in there. So I'm like, all right, nice little class, so.
I remember seeing him that day. And I actually remember the conversation that you were like having with our trainer. He was talking about piano. How he played the piano. And that's just what I remember.
Yeah, that was
like, oh, okay.
That was my thing to get the girls back then. I was like, oh yeah, have somebody play the piano for you, girl. Let me come over here. Let me show you something. But so I see her, but I didn't see her. About a couple of weeks passed. They're out on the floor, right? They're out on the floor. They're maneuvering between the break rooms and back to their desks. And so I really see her, and she got half her hair, a quarter of her hair to shave. That was the thing back then, 2014, 2015, 2016.
Honestly, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Not during that time. It was a choice that I made because, the front of my hair, long story short, it wasn't growing anymore. It was just like short. Like when I was straightening it, it was like this long, and I was like, okay, I got to do something about this. So I just decided to fade that whole section.
And the fade was fading. You hear me? I was like, oh my goodness, who is that? I need to figure out who this is. So I make my way over to her team's pod, and I played it cool, introduced myself to everybody, just so I didn't want to go over there looking thirsty. Introduced myself to everybody, finally get to her. And, hey, how you doing? I'm Kay. I'm Key. Lord, what's my name? I'm Key. And she just looked at me with the driest hi. I was like, oh.
I don't believe that I did that.
Oh, just, all right, cool, super dry. So fast forward, I
was
go.
very kind.
Lies. Anyway, I go back to my desk. I'm sitting next to this other guy that was on the same team, and I'm like, "Yo, there's this chick. Got her head shaved. She bad. She banging. Da 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 da. Woo woo." He let me get all this out right. I'm telling him how I'm gonna get a number, how I'm gonna date her, how I'm gonna woo woo woo, how I'm gonna finesse her, all this stuff, right?
Right.
The man looks at me, lets me get all that out, looks at me and says, "Yeah, that's my girl." Humbled, terrified. This man he is 6'3", 6'4". I'm a good 5'11", 6 foot on a good day. And I'm like, man, this man is tall. I am not trying to have no issues with this man. But yeah, I didn't know that was his lady. He let me get all that out and finally told me that was his girl. And I politely backed off. I apologized and, of course, backed off. She never really heard from me ever again after that until obviously later in the story. But that was so that was June, and then come November. I hear from her again because again I'm doing this fit camps, right? I'm doing these fit camps and I'm doing these things, and so at that point I hear from her again. I'm gonna pause right there and I'm gonna let you catch up to this story. Okay. So start from you. What was your 2015 like?
So my 2015, in February, I moved from Houston to Dallas to live with my boyfriend. From February to June, I'm not really doing anything. I'm in the house from sunrise to sunset. We go to bed, I wake up. It's the same routine for 4 months. So in June, I finally start my job at the same call center with my boyfriend as well. And from like June to July,
Oh, it's gonna get interesting. From June to July, everything was good.
From June to July, everything was going well between my boyfriend and I. Like late July, early August, I started having feelings for this one guy on my team. Long story short, we started talking, hanging out more, and I started cheating on my boyfriend.
That was so from June to July, everything was good with you and your boyfriend. In July,
1 month of getting out the house and working.
1 month. 1 month. Fellas, you gotta get your ladies out the house because listen, it gets wild. All right, so July, you're talking to this other guy. You start cheating on your boyfriend. That was late July, August. Okay.
Okay. So then I can say, so from July to November, things just started getting out of hand. November, I won't go into detail, but we'll just say November.
It escalated.
Yeah, escalated, and I make the decision to end things with my boyfriend and move out to my own place.
Yeah. So this is November of 2015 now.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you've ever worked in a call center, you know how call centers are. It's just a whole bunch of gossip. Things are going to start getting around. So it eventually gets back to me that her and her boyfriend, who I'm no longer on the team with at this point, are not together. So I'm like, all right, well, bad. So, but me being me, I'm gonna play it cool. I ain't finna go press her. I'm just gonna take my time, just really make sure, like, oh, ain't nothing going on. But of course, as I hear this, it's because her and another guy are talking. They got into it. There was a whole thing. It escalated. And so I'm like, okay, well, it seems like she already with somebody, but we'll see. So I just played cool. And then around this time, she asked me. I'm working for this fitness company and doing these fit camps, and she sees a button that I'm wearing, and so she asked me about it. It was like, oh, hey, I got a friend back in Houston, right? That's doing the same thing. I'm trying to tone up. I want to, get fit. I want to get in shape. I said, babe, got a free fit camp. Come on through. Show up. So I invited to the fit camp. And, I'm thinking, okay, she's no longer with the boyfriend. When she first got there, she's maybe not with this new guy. So 9 times out of 10, she's going to show up alone to the fit camp. Come fit camp.
I did the first couple of times.
Okay, yeah. So the first couple of times she shows up, and so I'm like, all right, man, I'm finna be your trainer, and I'm about to, we're gonna, get you fit, gonna get you in shape, this gonna be my time. Now I don't got to worry about the call center people. This gonna be 1-on-1. I'm your coach. I'm your trainer. We got to have conversations. We got to text. We got to, let me get on the phone with you. That's my time to do my thing, right? And so, about a third or fourth time, matter of fact, yes. So, here's what it was. The first time she comes, I take her measurements, right? So I take her measurements so we can see like, okay, how tone are you getting over the course of the next few weeks, few months? Let's see if you're reaching your goals, right? So I take her measurements the first time. And it was the second time you came, because I had to take your measurements again. The second time you came, I took a measurement again, and lo and behold, the original boyfriend shows up as well.
Not the original.
And I'm like, oh, this is still a thing. Okay. So when you measure someone, you measure their chest area, their waist, and their hips. So when you get to the hips, you go around the butt, right? So now what I think is still her boyfriend now, because he showed up, is there, and he's just eyeing me. He's eyeing me because he know what's up. I don't know. I'm not sure if I haven't told her that I liked her, but guys know, right? So now I'm nervous. So I don't measure her hips right. I measure like under her butt for her hips. And I'm like, oh, girl, you done lost like 17 inches since your first week. Because now I'm nervous. Because now I'm like, again, I don't want to deal with this tall individual. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So this is now probably December-ish of 2015.
It had to have been late December.
Late December.
Either late December or early January, because I had got my apartment December 17th of 2015.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A year later.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that. So now it's 2016. It's 2016, and she's still coming to the fit camps. He's coming from time to time, but now I have her information. I have her number, and so now I'm like, hey, I think she had mentioned something about being nervous in front of crowds or something like that, or not feeling 100% comfortable at the fit camps. I'm not sure why, but I invited her into a more private fit camp that I used to do with my personal clients. That wasn't just a whole group of people. It was just my personal clients, 4 or 5 people. I invited her to that because now it's a little more personal. And I get a little more time with her. And again, not having a whole bunch of eyes on me, a whole bunch of eyes on her. It's personal. So now...
No, I don't think I had a problem with being in a group session. Honestly, I really enjoyed being in a group session. I thought it was really dope. So Keegan was just...
I was just trying.
He was just trying to get me alone. Which I really didn't, I don't think I really peeped it at the time.
Yeah,
I may have.
See, the thing about Keegan is that I'm very chill. I'm not very aggressive with my
Thank God.
pursuits. I'm very chill. I've learned to play the friend zone very well. We'll get into that. So this is like, February, January, February of 2016. She's coming to these private fit camps, and now we're hanging out more. Now after these private fit camps, I'll be like, hey, come back to my spot. I'll make you a smoothie. I'll make you a shake, a protein shake after a workout. We'll hang, we'll talk. And surprisingly, she agreed. She agreed to come kick it and hang. And that's when our connection really just starts to happen, really. She'll come over and hang out.
He was cool.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, you seem chill. You're cool. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go back to your apartment. I don't feel like you're creepy. And I didn't feel uncomfortable around him in any way.
Yes.
So.
My grandmother and mother and grandfather and uncles, they raised me right. Kinda. So she's at my apartment again. I'm freshly divorced. This is my first apartment by myself.
And I have no idea that he's freshly divorced.
None, because again, this, I'm in pursuit, so I'm not trying to let all this information out.
There was no trace of a woman having been there in that apartment.
Because at this point, I had this apartment. This was only mine. I didn't share it with my ex-wife at the time. This was my first apartment by myself. Me and my ex-wife had a completely different apartment, same complex, but different apartment. Anyway, so she comes over, we're hanging, you know, it's a very bachelor patty, TV, futon, bed, like bedroom, you know.
Couch.
I had a couch back then?
Yeah, and you had a coffee table.
Oh, so at this point, yeah, I was living. Yeah, I was living at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, it's, you know, couch. Yeah, you know, I had it. Yeah, I was that guy. You know, but anyway, still am. So, you know, we come over and so at this point, by the second night we're hanging out, she opens up, like just tells me her whole life story, just how many times she's done this and things she's done, things she's seen.
Just my whole story.
Just her whole story about her family, her life. And I was like, oh wow, this girl is trusting, because man, I wasn't telling a thing about my life and my past. I was there just being a listening ear, a good friend.
And I just never been ashamed of my story. So.
Yeah.
And again, I feel very comfortable talking to him.
Yeah, I was easy to talk to, still am. So that's February, March. No, this is January, February. Come March, now by March, I'm like, okay, cool. We've been texting, we've been hanging.
Honestly, we were not texting that much.
We weren't texting, you're right, we weren't texting,
really
but
wasn't.
We would just hang like after the fit camp. She would come to the fit camp, we would hang. So one day after the fit camp, I finally let her know, like, hey, listen, I got feelings for you. She looked me dead in my face. What'd you say?
I think I told you, like, oh, I know. And I think I said, like, I really wish you hadn't, like, told me that, because I really just want to stay friends. You know, I still have feelings for, you know, my boyfriend. And we were on and off. So, honestly, by the time that he told me this, I'm not sure if we were broken up, we were together. But whether we were broken up or not, we were still exclusive. Okay, y'all get that type of stuff. So, we were still talking to each other. And I still wanted to be, I still had hope for our relationship. So I told him, like, hey, if you can.
Coming from a person that was wow. But I digress. Continue, I'm sorry.
So I told Keedron, if you can, you know, respect my relationship, like respect where I'm at, then like we can stay friends.
And I did. I was like, okay, cool. And that was that. And so, but as we were talking, you know, I asked her, I think I ended up asking, like, yo, are you in a relationship? Like, what's going on? And you was like, not really, you know, you had moved out, you was on your own, and you was kind of exploring options. And so I was like, well, I want to be one of those options. And so I asked her out on a date officially, and finally she agreed. And I took her out to sushi. Took her out to raw sushi, which was
my favorite.
Yes, she loves sushi. She loves sushi. So raw sushi at the time was good sushi to me.
It was.
It was good sushi at the time, 2016. Sorry, Raw, if anybody from Raw is watching this. But yeah, we went there, and first day I'm excited. You know, I'm like, finally, you know, finally, you know, pull out all the stops. You know, I'm gonna open the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm open the door for her. We're going to eat good. I'm going to pay for it. Get her good, whatever you want. You know, I'm living, you know. So about halfway through the meal, she says, I have something to tell you, but then wouldn't say what it was. She just kind of got choked up for like a good 5 minutes. And she finally slid her phone over to me. And on the phone was a picture of a positive pregnancy test. On the first date, y'all. A positive pregnancy test. I was shocked, to say the least. I think I was like, okay. I excused myself from the table, went to the restroom, washed my hands, splashed some water on my face, looked at myself in the mirror and was like, you're gonna be a good dad, bro. I was determined to be with this girl. I was like, yeah, it's all good. Like, you're gonna be a stepdad. Like, I'm in. Like, you got this, bro. Like, all right, cool, bet. I came back to the table and I looked at her and I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm in. It's all good. Like, are you still with the father? Like, not knowing who she was pregnant by at the time, I was like, you know, what's like? Is this I'll be the daddy? Like, what's up? You know. Again, young. Like my grandfather used to say, you're young, dumb, and full of cum. Boy, you're just dumb. All right.
We're gonna take that out.
All right. So you're just young. All right. So, but I really did. I enjoyed her company. I enjoyed her vibe. She's absolutely stunning as she is today. just beautiful. So she kind of hit me with that, and I think I surprised her. I think I surprised her with how I responded.
Yes, I was very surprised. And from that point on, I really I really appreciated him as a friend.
Yeah.
And just I appreciated who he was as a person.
Yeah.
And I really respected that.
Yep. And
that
so,
he stayed my friend.
And then come May. Mm-hmm. Come May of 2016, we were talking on and off, just kind of communicating between March and May, and then May. She told me, she let me know that she was leaving, but I don't think she did at the Whataburger.
I don't remember.
But she ended up leaving.
We literally had breakfast before I left.
Okay. She left back to Houston because at this point, again, she was pregnant, and so she had just had a rough pregnancy, and she called her parents.
My first trimester, I was very sick. Yes. So sick that I couldn't even go to work in my first trimester. So again, I'm in Dallas. I went ahead and called my mom. She's in Houston, and we worked out a situation where it's like I need to come live with you during my first trimester, and it really was my plan to only live with my mom during my first trimester until I got my energy back and was able to go back to work.
Yep. So I of course found out that she's pregnant by, again, the original boyfriend that she moved to Dallas for. And then when she left, we stayed in communication, and we texted, but during this time of us texting, she would just let me know, like, hey, I'm pregnant and I really want my family. Like, I want to be with my, my original boyfriend, and I want my family to be together. So I respected that. I stayed in the friend zone, and it's just communicating here and there, and I continued to date other people, but we just stayed in communication, just texting, like, hey, what's going on? How's life? How's the pregnancy? How you doing? How you feeling? How's work? She was asking me how's work, and we just stayed friends. And then came October.
Well, between May and September.
Mm-hmm. September, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So by September, I'm 6 months pregnant, and my boyfriend breaks up with me officially.
So September they break up, and later that
I boo-hoo the key because he's like my best and only friend. Well, I had some girlfriends, but he was like my best and only guy friend at the time. Yeah. So I'm like, oh.
What would you like? I don't think they heard you. So she tells me she wants me to come visit her and console her, just more than this over the phone. And I never left the city of Dallas, like DFW, by myself. Like, I've been on trips and stuff with friends and family and stuff like that, but I never left Dallas by myself. And so I'm like, yeah, one day. And one Sunday evening, I'm leaving my church. And when I'm leaving, there's a sign, big as day, it says 45 to Houston. And I was like, I had told her, like, yo, I can't make it. So she was sad. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going. I don't tell her I'm coming. So right now, at this point, she's mad. She's upset. She's mad I'm not coming. She wants her friend to be there. And it's about a 4-hour drive. And I get about 2 hours in. And I realize, like, yo, I'm not going to get there till about 8 something. It's 6 something right now. I know she's living with her parents. I need to reach out to her parents. And I just happen to be friends with her mom on Facebook because she was also in this fitness company that I was also in. So I reached out to her and say, hey, you may know me. Your daughter may have mentioned me, but we're really good friends. I'm actually coming to surprise her, but I realize I'm not going to be there until a certain time. I just want to make sure it's okay. And oddly enough, this woman don't know me. This woman did not know if I was really, truly her friend or not. And she was like, okay, cool. See you when you get here. Didn't know nothing. I was like, oh, you a cool mama, bet. So I pull up.
She didn't tell me at all, by the way. My mom is very good with secrets.
And so I pull up, I get into apartments, and I call her. I said, hey, go to your door. Go to your door and open the door. And she's like, what? Why am I open my door? I said,
I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm in my bed. I'm laying down. What do you mean get up and open my door? Look, if I get up and open my door, it better be for something.
She said that. And I was like, man, just get up and open your door. Like, I got something out there for you. Like, I had something shipped. Right? I just said something just to get her to get up, open the door. She gets up, open the door, sees me, and oh, the glee and happiness on her face. Oh, it was amazing. She literally jumped in my arms, and I'm terrified because I never held a pregnant woman before. So I'm like, yo, the baby. Yo, chill out. Like, I don't want to hurt the baby. Again, her parents let me in. They fed me. It was cool, me spending the night. Come on now, you know I don't remember. You know, I have no idea, but I know it was good. Her mama can cook. So it was a good time. It was a good time. They let me spend the night and everything. Just a random young black man in a house.
Honestly, what happened was we never went to sleep.
Yes, but I stayed the whole night.
Yeah, he ended up staying the whole night.
But we didn't go to sleep. We just up talked.
I remember I was like, showing him my closet of how I organized my baby's clothes.
Yes. Didn't I help you organize it? No, yes. I helped you organize your closet all night.
Yes, and we were up till the morning. It was like 4:30 a.m. Yes. My stepdad was leaving for work. He was like, oh, hey, y'all, good morning.
We've been up. Nothing happened. We just been up. Sorry.
This whole time.
But yeah, so we were just like having a good time, and that was a highlight of our 2016 year, and just really brought us so much closer together. And then from there,
I want to touch on real quick. So like other ways that like we connected, because of course I'm in Houston, he's still living in Dallas. So eventually we did get to the point where we were talking on the phone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still friend zoning him. So I'm like, I still want my family. But I adored him so much, and I appreciated him so much, being my friend and staying up all night, talking to me on the phone.
I'm talking about I got to be at work at 8. I'm on the phone with her until 6:37 in the morning. Okay, that's how dedicated of the friend zone I was in. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this friend role. You want to be up? Let's be up. Let's see what you got.
I was a night owl, pretty much my entire pregnancy. My sleep was completely off. So, yeah, during our times on the phone, we would share songs together. He's a musician, and he has been for many years. So he would share with me some of his favorite songs, and we would just play them over the phone to each other and sing to each other and sing together, and that's just how like we became close.
It's called caking. We was caking on the phone for a long time. Okay, for a long time, for months, just caking on the phone. That's how I ended up being in Houston while she was 6 months pregnant, because again we had grew our relationship, our friendship over the phone. Texting, calling, texting, just it
was a lot of phone calls after that point.
Yeah.
That I was six months pregnant and forward. Yeah. It was a lot of talking on the phone.
Yeah. And so December of 2016.
My son is born.
Yes. So she's giving birth December 2016. I see the pictures on Facebook and everything. I'm like, okay, that's great. I was happy for her. There of course, as a mother, as a woman, there was still a part of her that wanted her family, that wanted to be with the father of her child.
And y'all, I asked him to marry me like 2 weeks after our son was born. Okay, it was no answer, and that was like my last time trying.
Yeah. It didn't work out. So this gets us into 2017. And 2017 is almost like a blur. We barely talked or really hung out. I came out one more time. Her son was 6 months. I came out. We went to the beach. We hung out. But from there, her being all the way in Houston, me being all the way in Dallas, we just kept the phone communication. She was, kind of still trying to figure out things with her father of her child. They had moved in. He had moved back to Houston. They had moved in together, and so I started to date someone else a little more seriously, because I was like, okay, it's cool. I'll stay friend and check in from time to time, but I'm gonna move on with my life and try to find somebody that I can really be with.
And he did. He kept in touch.
I did definitely kept in touch. But we're gonna get more into this and how we became together in these chapters, in these other videos. We're gonna break right here. In our next video, we're going to get into 2017, 2018, when it gets really good about our relationship and how she wanted, really at this point, really wanted to be with me, but I was unavailable. And then we're going to get into how it spun into some of the craziest relationships that we've had in our lives. And then eventually into 2020, when we finally had a chance to be with one another, and crazy turn that took. But thank you so much for tuning in to this chapter. We're excited to share more with you all. We're excited to get more into how God really played a part in our relationship. So we're going to wrap it up here. We hope you join us for the next chapter in the next years of our relationship. I'm going to lead us out with a quick prayer. Thank you for joining. Dear God, thank you today, Lord Jesus. Continue to be a blessing in our lives, oh God. We want to ask that you bless all the viewers and listeners that took part in this with us today, Lord Jesus. We thank you for the covering. We thank you for your glory. We thank you for your grace and your mercy. Continue to bless us as we continue to do your will and your way. In your name we pray. Amen. Have a great day.